In today's video we're going to be making some explosive gun targets using items from around your household, or items that you can expect to find around your household. Bottle tops, cardboard, and of course an explosive material. In this case, everybody has matches, so stay tuned because we're going to be making some explosive friction based targets, attaching them to the back of our paper target here and detonating them using a CO2 pistol here. You could use a catapult or air rifle. And guys, please don't try or replicate anything that you've seen here in this video today. This is for low IQ, unintelligent idiot like myself only. But before we carry on making these targets, I just want to put out a snowflake disclaimer. Snowflake warning: if you are scared of the sight of your own shadow, if flashing lights confuse you, if you're a liberal Democrat government muppet, then get off the channel now, because this video is not for your eyes and will severely disgruntle you and offend you. So with that said, snowflake warning over. Guys, let's get down and let's construct our explosive friction based targets using the following ingredients. Of course, you need your targets. The main component here are these, some matches. We're going to be using the match heads themselves and these striker strips to create a lethal explosive chemical cocktail that will go inside our gun targets. Also, you will need some milk bottle tops, or any bottle tops, as long as they're not too deep. The wider the better, in my opinion. We will also need some cardboard. I will explain what this is for later on in the video. But we'll also need something else that is quite important, and that's an actual gun. So my gun of choice to fire at these homemade explosive targets will be the Beretta PX4 Storm. This is a CO2 powered gun. It has recoil or blowback, and it's 1.77 4.5mm caliber. So if you'd like to see a review on this particular CO2 gun, guys, drop it down in the comments and I'll happily do a review, test fire, and see how this thing groups in another video. So let me know on that one. But I'll be firing these at these when they've got explosives on them. But guys, before we get carried away here, we have to make them first. So it all starts with our matches. Okay, so if we just take a box of matches to start here and a couple of pieces of paper and just separate them out here, and we're just going to sort our match heads out here. So there's no specific amount here, this is just my own sort of recipe, but I usually take around 30 matches roughly, and I just separate these here. Whatever you do, do not throw this away. This striker strip is extremely important in the explosive friction material that we're going to make. So keep hold of that and just place it to one side. So pliers are the best thing to use to take your flammable material off the end of each match here. Now you could actually get a knife or a pair of scissors and take the heads off that way. The problem is you end up with a load of splinters and wood in your explosive material, and this greatly decreases the consistency of the actual explosive material that we're going to make. So this is the best way. So as I've said, do this until you have stripped all 30 matches. Now you can do this in any combination you like. You can make a bigger yield of explosive powder, or even a smaller one if you half it into 15 matches, etc. But I'll take all the heads off these, and then we'll get a pile here and I'll show you the next step. So there we go, all 30 matches are actually in this pile here. Just the match heads, that is. These are rubbish now. Discard of these, or you can probably build a house out of them or something like that. So the next thing to do is to scratch one side of the striker strip off. Now how you do this is take a pair of scissors or a knife. Again, try not to scratch the actual cardboard off, because this will interfere with the explosive friction material that we are going to make. So what we do here is we just lightly scrape the striker strip off here until you can't scrape it off no more. But you can see it's very, very fine, and you can see there that the material is very, very fine, so be careful not to lose any. But the whole strip has to go off to, I would say, about 30 matches. So in reality, it's 1 part striker strip to 30 matches. Guys, I'm going to continue with this until we have a nice pile of striker strip here on this sheet of paper. Okay, so we have a nice pile of striker strip material, and as you can see there, some cardboard did come off during this scraping process, but hey, nobody's perfect. And I've actually, as I've been going along, I've been removing the cardboard and separating it out of the friction based material. Now this is the important part, guys, and this is where it gets explosive, so please do not try this at home. Here I have a plastic mixing jug that I use for all of my experiments. So what we want to do now is tip our match head material inside of the plastic jug. Now you can actually see that it's actually quite fine. Now as I was actually scraping the match heads off, I was sort of compressing it down and trying to make it as fine as possible. This helps with the mixing process. So in goes our match head material. Then we take our striker strip material. So we just put this in our mixing jug here. And as I've said, my recipe is 1 pile of striker strip material to 3 parts match head material. Now we just give it a shake, and the better you shake this and the finer the material is actually mixed together, the more susceptible and the more sensitive this is to compression explosions and friction explosions. So once you've made this stuff, it's best to use it straight away, because you can't have this lying around your house, because all it takes is somebody to lean on this, and guys, this stuff will go up in your face. So we'll shake this, and then I'll pour some out here, and we'll go outside and I'll show you how this reacts to an impact when it is mixed up like this. Okay, let's pour a little out here now I've mixed this up, and take this outside and see how it reacts to a slight impact. And then we'll get back to actually assembling our explosives on to our targets here using a combination of cardboard and plastic bottle tops. Guys, okay, I have a small amount of explosive friction based material here and an hammer. So in 3, 2, 1. Demonstration over. Let's assemble our explosive targets really quick. So I've got my bottle top here. We take our explosive material and we just pour this, and bear in mind, the more the merrier and the bigger the explosion. We just level it out here, and in this instance that's more than enough to anger my miserable neighbours, that's for sure. Guys, next thing to do is take our cardboard and just cut some circles out, just a little bit smaller than the actual bottle top that you are using. Then it's a case of just pushing this cardboard spacer inside. Now, when the gun is fired and the projectile comes out of the barrel here on this CO2 gun, and it hits and impacts this cardboard spacer that's going to be behind the target, this helps the compression process, and it helps more of the powder make more of a bang, if you like. So the next thing to do now is to literally tape it to the back of the bullseye on the target, and really it's as simple as that. And there you go, and all we have to do now is just mount this to a flat solid surface. Okay, so our target is mounted and ready to be fired at, and it's actually mounted on a piece of cast aluminium sheet. And if you look at the back here, you can see I've just taped it to the back of the paper target. But okay, we are locked and loaded and ready to fire at the target. I'm going to step back, not too far here. I just want to demonstrate how these targets perform. So it may take me a few shots here. Here we go. And there we have it. And guys, my ears are ringing. Let's have a replay of that. Well, there we go. That's how you make explosive friction-based targets using matches as your source of ignition. Now, it's actually very cheap to use matches, but you could use fun snaps, or you could use caps from a cap gun. But caps from a cap gun or a firecracker gun, as they're called in some parts of the world, are extremely expensive. So I'd rather use matches, and also the more powder you make and fit into your bottle tops, the louder it will be. But let's have a look at the carnage here to finish the video, guys. And I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you've made any of these targets, why not drop it down in the comments, and of course subscribe if you've watched it till now. Guys, you might as well, and give me a thumbs up. But let me just take this out here and have a look at our bottle top here, and yes, it is melted and totally decimated here, guys. There's just a residue of match head powder on it, but that's about it, guys. Thanks so much for watching the video. Thank you to all the new subscribers. If you like science experiments, pyrotechnics, fireworks, and just general reviews on rare and interesting stuff, if I can get my hands on it, I'll do them and put them on the channel. And of course, I'll see you in another video.